Good morning and welcome to Money Talks. I'm Nikki Boxler. I hope your Tuesday is off to a great start. To kick off the show today, we are going to talk money. Joining me now is Mike Lomas from the WBEN Financial Guys. Thank you for joining us, Mike.
Always glad to be here.
Now, with the stock markets doing well over the past couple of years, what should investors be doing to prepare for the next market cycle?
That's a great question. You know, the markets have done pretty well off the base, and I would say that there's a few things. Number one, you should have a proactive portfolio put in place that automatically rebalances. And, you know, I think that's something, me personally, I think it's something that should be done through technology. You know, I think if investors find themselves saying, well, every once in a while I'm going to look at my portfolio and start to make changes, they're probably not going to do a good job. So there's a lot of great technology out there. Some of the biggest companies in the world that you can embrace this technology, make baby steps along the way to proactively rebalance your portfolio. And, you know, the good investors sell high, buy low. Rebalancing will automatically help you do that.
Now, a lot of our viewers are retired. Should they be investing differently than someone who is still working?
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of our viewers are retired, right? That's why they're able to sit at home at 11:30 on a Tuesday and watch our show. They should absolutely 1,000% be invested differently. You know, when you're in the accumulation phase and you're building wealth, you can make all kinds of mistakes. You know, we joke around in our office sometimes and say people, what does Mike Hayflick say once in a while? They've dumbly accumulated a lot of wealth. And what he means by that is, you know, they didn't necessarily know what they were doing along the way. They were investing in their 401k plan. They were blindly investing in that 401k plan, but it didn't matter, right? If the stock market went down, they bought more shares. They took advantage of the volatility. And when you're retired, you're not doing that anymore, right? You're harvesting your income, and you 1,000% have to make different decisions with your money. And that includes really, really, really being focused on diversification and caring about where your money is, understanding the different buckets that are out there, and more importantly than anything, making sure you have a short-term bucket where you can pull money out every quarter, every month, every year, a mid-term bucket, and still have that long-term bucket for retirement. So when you need that money 10, 20, 30 years from now, it's there for you. And I'll tell you, it's funny, people tell me all the time, I'm not gonna live to be 100. It's the fastest growing section of our population based on percentages. So people are living to be 100. The women usually, right? Us men are gone, but the women usually live longer.
We like to live a little longer. But I actually recently saw a survey on Yahoo Finance, and it said about 43% of people believe that for retirement they should have at least $500,000. Do you think this estimate is kind of low or high, or how do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's an incredible question. You know, it's funny because people will always ask me, how much money do I need to retire? And I'll say, yeah, $30 million. And they'll say, are you kidding me, $30 million? It's a tricky question, right? And it's a great question, but it's tricky because everybody's different, right? You need to find your magic number. Fidelity's got a commercial out there. Do you know your number? And I love that. Do you know your number? Some people can retire very comfortably with $500,000 because their Social Security and their pension is enough to pay their bills. Others need $1 million, and there's some folks out there that have $10 million that cannot retire because they have multiple homes and cars and small airplanes. And so you need to find that magic number. And I think we were talking a little bit before the show, and I said, I think it's a mistake a lot of investors make. It's one of the biggest ones is they don't know their number. They don't know what that lump sum is that's the right size to be able to give them enough income in retirement to be able to offset Social Security and a pension and be there for the rest of their lives. You know, that's key. And it's funny because I have so many people say to me, Mike, I'm spending my money. I'm not leaving my money to my kids. I love them, but I'm not spending. And I'll say, all right, when are you going to die? If you know the day you're going to die, then I'll do the planning and we'll plan it out. We'll run out of money the week before. I'll meet you in Vegas. We'll party it up and have fun. But you know, you don't know when you're going to die. That's the biggest what if, right? And so that lump sum, so 500 could be 500, could be $1 million, could be $50,000. Who knows?
Yeah, it really depends on the person and what their goals are and how, like you said, how they want to live then in retirement.
Number one part of our homework process, the first thing we go through with clients is what are your expenses? How much money do you need to live on? Because that's a big deal. So many people focus on, is this investment great? Is that investment good? What do you think of this name? What do you think of that name? Can't do it. Got to understand your expenses before you do any type of investment planning.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Mike.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
If you would like more information, you can reach the financial guys at 633-1515. That's 633-1515. Stay tuned as Money Talks will continue.